Okay, this is my Unreal project here. I made one of the spinning amusement park rides. This is obviously the Deadly amusement park ride assignment. Um, put little spaceships on it, just kind of put some colors on it to make it look good. Nothing fancy here. But moving on, we'll go ahead and run it, and I will, after it's done, I'll go ahead and show you the code. I just don't want to spoil it based on the code for it. So yeah, I mean, I would say that's pretty deadly. I don't think anyone's surviving that. Um, Hopefully that's deadly enough. Oh, yeah, they would have died. They just went through the floor. But yeah, that's the what I made it do here. Get out of this. Here's my code for it. So basically, if I can explain this, set the start thing, and then we have like a timer that sets itself. Basically, if this was an actual code, it's timer is equal to timer times 1.005. So it slowly increases and gets bigger and bigger, which just makes it spin faster, right? So you can see that's being applied to the z-axis. Um, Rotation. I did this like a week ago. I'm trying to remember everything here. Um, Oh, that's just like the default. I think that's set to 100 just to give it something to spin on or have a starting spin rate, if that makes sense. That's going into that. Um, Obviously, we have the start running into the the timer thing, and that runs into. This is like a condensed down. This wasn't originally like this, but let's see, or maybe this was. Oh, this is this is so that it makes it rotate. If I just had this, that so the make rotator is what makes it rotate. That's my fault. Um, and then we have this thing. I did some googling. This is like basically I learned from some YouTube tutorials. This is like a if then statement. This is how you do that. So you use the greater than and then a branch, or you could use equals to. I just use greater than so that it's more accurate. So the takeoff is like I can't remember what value I have it set to, but that means that when the timer, which this is basically the spin rate, gets to a certain point, uh, or to a certain level, if it's greater than whatever it has takeoff set to, then it runs into this, which when it is true, it completes this and allows it to continue on, which this will start it to sorry, I'm trying to make sense of this. This has been a while. Basically, this whole thing here is what makes it take off in the air. Um, so yeah, X, Y, Z, it's gonna go up by 5, and it's gonna continue going up, and then once this, I just did the same thing but without a variable here. Once it's greater than 1500, then it will start it'll make it spin a little faster, make it go up, and then also how this is I have a random floating range, minimum, maximum, -20 to 20, which will affect the X and Y rotation and cause it to do all the crazy stuff. So running back through this, now that I've made sense of it all again, This stuff makes it spin right here. Once it spins to a certain rate, it'll take off, which will allow this to continue through the true and start the takeoff process. And this is the same thing here, but a greater value, which will then allow it to start doing all the crazy stuff. And then this is how I made it randomly go and be violent with just a random float in range of -20 to 20 on the X and Y rotation axis, and then into the delta rotation, which these are like some of these I know I condensed down so that it doesn't affect it, like the X and Y, or the Z being 0, because I do want it to keep moving forward, which is how I did that. Like if I right click on it and I do collapse to function, that's what I mean by I did that. Um, so that's how I do go ahead and do all that stuff, and then yeah, that's the whole code right there, and just compile that just one more time here. So now that you've seen the code, you can see it in action. So it starts spinning. Gets to the certain speed and then takes off. And then once it gets to this greater speed of 1500, it starts going crazy. And it goes forward a little bit quicker, I think, too. So that's the project. I would say that seems pretty deadly to me. I don't think anyone survived that. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time.